Can I just say I am hella excited about this video. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is my top favorite drugstore slash affordable products. I'm gonna be telling you guys all about them. I had to add affordable in there simply because I know a lot of you guys don't consider Flower Beauty or Makeup Revolution to be technically drugstore products, and I know I throw that term around very loosely on my channel, but personally I consider drugstore products to be very affordable products, and there's so many on the market, so I just kind of like put it all under one umbrella. I just really wanted a dedicated video towards all of the products that I talk about on the daily here on my channel. So hopefully you guys appreciate it, and if you like it, don't forget to subscribe by pressing the subscribe button. It is free, and also don't forget to click the bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 3 times a week, every single week. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you don't want to miss it. So with that, let's go ahead and get into my top favorite products. It's gonna be a long one. Kick back, relax, okay? All right, so I'm gonna first start off in the order in which I do my makeup. Now, I have 2 primers to share with you guys. The very first one is this one. This is by Catrice. This is the Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner. I did mention this in an affordable dupes video compared to high-end products. This is a spot on dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Protective Primer. Let me just say that. I personally really love this primer. It is a very silicone-based primer, so if you aren't really into that, you definitely aren't going to like this, but this smooths out my skin like no other. It really fills in those pores, and it just creates the most soft, velvety texture before foundation. Like I said, I really do love this primer. Another primer I absolutely love is this one by NYX. This is the NYX Shine Killer Primer, and I do have the very large version, so this one is a little bit up there in price, but it is because I have it in a bigger version. Anyways, besides the price, this primer is amazing. Again, it is that silicone based primer. I really just love a silicone based primer. I don't know what it is. I also like hydrating primers, but I feel like I reach for these most often simply because I really love a primer that's going to pretty much be like Facetune in a bottle for me. I really like a primer that's really going to blur out my skin before foundation. I also like this one because it is Shine Killer, so it really is going to mattify my T-zone like no other, and that is an area of my face that tends to get oily throughout the day, which is why I always gravitate towards this. And then I'll take a primer like this, which is really going to smurf. It's really gonna smooth and blur out any imperfections. Moving on to foundations, which is an area I am most excited to talk about. First and foremost, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably saw this one coming, my Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. Now, I have gone through so many of these. This is a constant repurchase for me, and what I love is that it's so affordable. I wanna say it's about $7, maybe even less. I do wear the shade 220 Natural Beige. Now, that is a little bit dark for me right now just because I feel like I'm ultra pale, like I'm super pale, but nonetheless, this foundation says it is a matte foundation. It also says it's good for normal to oily skin. Now, I don't consider this to be a super mattifying foundation by any means, shape, or form. I find this to be more satin than anything. It's that happy medium in between matte and dewy. Like, it's right in the middle, and it gives your skin such a beautiful satin finish. It's not overly dry or anything like that. It doesn't feel heavy or greasy or anything like that. It really just makes your skin look healthy without looking too oily, if you get my drift. And I love that Maybelline has this foundation in so many different shades. I want to say they did expand their shade range. The only thing I will say that will like set this foundation off is a pump, because Lord knows I just, come on, Maybelline, let's get with it. But nonetheless, this is an amazing foundation, and I definitely recommend. So while the Maybelline foundation that I just mentioned isn't like completely matte, this next foundation I'm gonna talk about, you guys, extremely matte. But while it is matte in full coverage, it's extremely lightweight on the skin. And I'm talking about the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. This has quickly become one of my favorite go-to full coverage foundations in the drugstore. I can't even believe it. When I tried it, my world was shook, because when I'm having a bad skin day, I really like to pick this up because it really just covers everything and anything. So if you struggle with acne, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, if you struggle with like anything on your face, I definitely recommend this because this really just gets the job done. It has 45 shades in the line. I want to say that they collaborated with Alyssa Ashley to create a full-on shade range, which I think is beautiful, amazing. I feel like more drugstore brands should speak to that. So kudos to NYX for coming out with this foundation. I do have one last foundation that I want to mention, and I'm talking about the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow 24-Hour Foundation. I quickly want to note that I have very normal skin, so I can personally get away with wearing a satin foundation, a mattifying foundation, or a dewy foundation. I guess you can say I get the best of all foundation worlds, if you get me. So this foundation right here is very medium to buildable coverage. Now, it's not full on coverage, it's medium, but I definitely feel like you can build it up to your desired liking while still having it look like skin, if that makes any sense. With the NYX foundation, I feel like when you build it up too much, it can tend to look very mask-like, whereas with this, no matter how much product you put on, it still looks like skin, which is why I absolutely love it. I tend to lean more towards this foundation when I'm in the dry winter months, because you guys know when it tends to get colder outside, your skin does tend to dry and flake up. So I really like this because it's very hydrating on the skin. It looks like skin. It really just makes your skin look so healthy. It's unreal without looking greasy. I don't find that I look overly oily or anything like that. Honestly, if you have oily skin, I definitely will say check it out, try it out. You may really like it. I actually know some friends that really like this and they do have oily skin. So I would recommend this for all skin types across the board because it's not overly dewy, if you get my drift. So let me know how you guys feel about this. The only thing I will say is that the shade range kind of sucks. Like, it really sucks, actually. I feel like they should really expand the shade range in the Pro Glow and also their Pro Matte, because I feel like there's a lot of consumers out there that really, really love these products. We're now going to move on to concealers. I do have two concealers here that I absolutely love. The very first one is probably going to be to no surprise to a lot of you, and I'm talking about the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I do currently wear the shade Light. Now, let me just say, this came out of nowhere. It came out of the woodworks. I was just in Ulta Beauty and I tried it on a whim and I absolutely love it. It is extremely full coverage. A little bit of this stuff does go a very long way. And what I love about it is it blends seamlessly into the skin and it really just gives you a soft, focused look. It doesn't get crepey or anything like that. I just love the way that this concealer looks and blends into the skin. Now, the next concealer I want to mention is more of a medium concealer. It definitely isn't a full coverage concealer by any means, but it is buildable. And I'm talking about the Collab No Flaws Liquid Concealer. I do have mine in two shades. I have one in 0203 and also 0405. It really just depends on whether or not I have a tan or not, but I love this. I feel like if Urban Decay Naked Skin and NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer had a baby, this would be it. And I know that sounds very weird to say, but it most definitely is a cross between those two concealers, and it's affordable. You can find Collab makeup at Sally Beauty stores. In case any of you guys are confused, Sally Beauty is the only place that sells these particular products. So definitely test it out, try it out, get your hands on it. If you guys haven't, I definitely recommend. I do gravitate more towards this concealer on my natural skin days. So when I am going for more of like a radiant, dewy skin finish, this is typically the concealer I will reach for. For the longest, I was having the hardest time trying to find a pressed powder that I absolutely loved in the drugstore up until I came across this by Milani. Now, this is a Milani Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Powder. You guys have seen me use this a million times over in my video. I am currently wearing the shade 04 Natural. I would definitely recommend this powder for all skin types, no matter if you're oily, dry, whatever the case may be. It is literally the perfect powder to keep your oils at bay. So sometimes I'll just take a brush like this. This is by Luxie, and I'll kind of dust it right down my T-zone to really just help mattify and really just hide those oil. So one other thing you can do is you can go in with a brush like this, which is typically what I will do in my videos. I'll kind of press it into the powder and just kind of press it into the skin like this. And let me tell you, it gives off the most natural skin-like finish. Like, I love the way this powder looks on the skin, and I haven't found a powder from the drugstore that I love as much as this one right here. I do only have one bronzer to share with you guys. I am currently testing out some bronzers from number 7, and so far I like like them, but I don't want to include them in this video because I don't want to speak too soon. I know hands down I absolutely love this bronzer right here. This is the Collab Sun Obsession Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Major. I've talked about this bronzer time and time again on my channel. I love how finely milled the powder is. It blends seamlessly into the skin, and it literally is a spot on dupe for Hoola by Benefit, which is like $30. Now this bronzer is currently on clearance at Sally Beauty for $7.49. Definitely take advantage of that amazing steal. The bronzer isn't too cool, but it's also not too warm either. It's literally the perfect in between like taupe shade that allows you to create natural looking shadows to the skin. So if you want to use this to contour your nose, you can do that without it looking too unnatural. I'm trying to give other bronzers a try, you guys, but honestly nothing compares to this. I quickly want to touch on highlighters. I have two highlighters. Well, the other one's an eyeshadow that I use as a highlighter, and I'm talking about this one right here. This is the Maybelline Expert Wear Single Shadow in the shade The Glow Down. Now this is the perfect golden highlight I have ever seen. It's very much comparable to the Laura Geller highlighter in Gilded Honey and other popular high-end golden highlighters. Do you guys see how reflective that is on my hand? Like, it looks insanely beautiful. It's almost unreal to think that this costs $3, but you aren't getting much product with this. But if you're on a budget, you want a golden highlight that's beaming, definitely check this out. You are going to be glowing from sun up to sundown, and it also does not fade or flake, which is really, really good. So this one, like I said, isn't technically a highlighter, but it is an eyeshadow that I love to use as a highlighter. The next highlighter I want to talk about is a highlighter I feel like I've been giving a lot more attention on my channel, and I'm talking about this one by Pixi. This is their Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Subtle Sunrise. Now, I specifically like the light gold shade, this one right here. Not to say that the rose gold one is bad. I just typically lean a little bit more towards light pale golds. This is what it looks like right here on the skin. What I love about these Pixi duos is that it gives off more of a natural skin finish. You guys know those highlighters that kind of sit on top of the skin, like you put it on, you could still kind of see it just like floating on top. This one does not do that. It melts so seamlessly into the skin, and it literally is a spot on dupe for the ABH highlighter, the Amrezy highlighter that they did in collaboration with each other. This right here is the Pixi one, and as you can see, it gives off more of like a skin-like finish. This one is by Maybelline, and I feel like the shimmer in this is a little bit chunkier and thicker than that of this one from Pixi. This one just looks like my skin is radiating. It's glowing. It's like, ah. Y'all have to try out these highlighters by Pixi because I'm about it. Like, I want to bathe in it. I want to put it everywhere. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Flower Beauty just doesn't get that much hype in the beauty community. But I do quickly want to touch on some of these blushes. I have the Flower Pots Powder Blush in PB4 and also PB2. I feel like I use these a ton in a lot of my drugstore and affordable videos. Now, what I love most about these blush pots is that they aren't extremely pigmented. And I know that sounds so weird to say, but I can't stand a blush that is so pigmented to the point where it is extremely hard to blend out. Like, I don't like to use blush shades that feel like eyeshadows in the sense they're just way too pigmented. I love the buildability of these blush shades. I feel like they go on extremely light, airy and smooth, which is something I really like. This is more of like a warm hibiscus, whereas this one is a peachy primrose. So both of them are extremely beautiful. I definitely recommend top blush shades for me. Another brand that makes extremely beautiful blush shades is Milani. Like, I cannot get over their baked blushes. This one right here is in the shade Luminoso. Y'all know this is a throwback blush for real, but I love them. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time finding a blush that gives me more of like a healthy luminous finish, and these baked blushes by Milani do just that. I have these in quite a few shades. I do typically like to reach for blush shades that are a little bit more like warm and peach as opposed to the bright pinks, but they do have bright pinks in their line. So if you guys are looking for a good baked blush formula, I definitely recommend these. Like I said, they give off a very healthy, radiant finish, which I am all about. Let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. Now, it used to be so hard to come across a really good eyeshadow palette in the drugstore. It was either they were too chalky or they just didn't have any pigment to them, but the drugstores are coming for our necks because there are honestly so many great affordable options in the drugstore. It's almost unreal. So I quickly want to talk about a really affordable option that I personally really love when I feel like I'm bobbing a little bit, like balling on a budget. So these are them right here. These are by Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild makes some of the best affordable options for eyeshadows I have ever seen. These are the Color Icon eyeshadow palettes. Some of my favorites are Not a Basic Peach. We have Comfort Zone, and there's another one called Rose in the Air. The shadows are decent. They're not like crazy pigmented like an ABH, I don't know, Modern Renaissance palette or a Soft Glam palette, but they get the job done. I filmed so many looks using these palettes in the past, and they came out pretty good if I do say so myself. Now, if you have a little bit more coin to spend, I definitely recommend that you guys check out these palettes right here by Milani. Now, I only have two, but I do intend on getting some of the other ones that they launched, but this one is the Bold Obsessions palette, and this one right here is the Most Loved Matte. Most Loved Mattes has a bunch of matte shades. I feel like this is the perfect palette if you love mattes, and Bold Obsessions has a mixture between shimmer and mattes. Now, these palettes do retail for $19.99, and I know that is up there in price point when you compare it to that of Wet n Wild, but with the Wet n Wild palettes, you can clearly tell the quality difference in packaging and also formula, if you ask me. I feel like the shimmers in the Milani palette are extremely beautiful and buttery and creamy. Like, I'm gonna swatch the gold shade on my hand, and you can just see how blinding that is. Like, I have never seen a formula like this in the drugstore. You guys know Maybelline has come out with like their Lemonade Craze palette and their Soda Pop palette, but that formula just simply does not compare to the formula of these Milani shadows. Even their mattes are extremely buttery, smooth, and creamy. Like, that is the matte purple right there. Now you can build this all the way up. I feel like with drugstore shadows, you're not gonna get like wham bam pigment right off the bat. You have to build it up, but it builds up so nicely on the skin. It's unreal. And I just don't have an issue with any of these Milani palettes. Like, they're insanely amazing, very much worth the price. So like I said, if you have a little bit more coin to spend, I definitely recommend these, like, hands down, bomb.com. So mascara. You guys know how I personally feel about mascara. I feel like mascara is just like mascara, but there's an exception to that rule, and I'm talking about the Maybelline Big Shot Colossal Mascara. This one is the one that they created in collaboration with Makeup by Shayla. I literally had to go out and repurchase this. This one is in Baddest Black, but what I love about this is that it really gives me volume from root to tip. I could not put this down for the longest time, so I'm glad I really sat down and started to think about my top drugstore products, because it made me think about this again, and it made me go out and re-buy it. Literally, hands down, my favorite mascara from the drugstore. If you are looking for a really good mascara that's gonna coat your lashes very, very nicely from root to tip and give you nice volume, this is it. Since we're already on the topic of falsies, we're gonna talk about false lashes real quick. I'm gonna try not to dwell on it too much, but y'all know how much I love a good false lash. If you're looking for an eyelash that's gonna remind you of the lashes that you see all over social media, like the faux mink ones and the mink ones that are upwards like $15 to $25, definitely check out the Lash Couture line by Kiss. They have some of the most beautiful lashes I have ever seen that are very much comparable to those lashes you see all over social media for less than half the price. Literally, my favorite style is garters. Those are my holy grail lashes. I love them so much, and they have so many great styles that I definitely recommend that you guys check out. Now, outside of Kiss, there is another lash brand that I really, really love, and I'm talking about Salon Perfect, their Silk Noir lashes. This is my everyday lash. Like, if I'm gonna put on a lash every day, this is gonna be it. This is a lash that I personally have stocked up in my freelance makeup kit, because if there's anything I get from clients, it's like, I wanna wear lashes, but natural. Like, what? So these are like that lash look, but natural. They're extremely lightweight on the eyes. The band is extremely thin. So if you are a beginner in makeup and you really want to experiment with lashes, I definitely recommend checking these out, because they are really, really easy to apply. Again, I do have the style 651, and what I love most about them is that they're double stacked at the base and they extend with tapered tips, which gives off a really nice flirty feel. So check these out. This is a 3-pack lash, and again, my everyday lash. So let's talk about liner. I have a gel liner, a liquid liner, and a crayon eyeliner that I want to talk to you guys about. And these are liners that I always gravitate towards from the drugstore. The first one I want to talk about is a gel pot liner by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in the shade Black is Black. I've been using this since I started out here on YouTube, and I really, really love it. This is the most intense black gel eyeliner that I have found in the drugstore. It dries completely matte. It doesn't have any shine to it, and that's a big selling point for me in a liner. I also find that it doesn't smudge or flake, and it is completely waterproof, and honestly you can't really beat the price point. It retails for $9.99. It comes with a brush that I personally don't use, but if you don't have one, you can kind of whoop whoop and get your liner done. I now want to move on to liquid liner. I have this one by NYX. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. Now, I used to be obsessed with the NYC liquid liner up until they discontinued it, and this is a spot on dupe for that. It does have a brush tip applicator, so you will kind of open it and it has that brush tip to it. I personally don't like a felt tip liner. I feel like this liner does the job. It's extremely matte, it's extremely black. That's a huge selling point for me in liquid eyeliners, and it's extremely wet. That's what she said. No, but seriously, I get the most precise application with that brush tip applicator, and it is like bomb. All right, so my crayon eyeliner recommendation would have to be from Rimmel. This is the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer. Now, they don't really offer too many colors within this eyeliner line, but one of my personal favorites would have to be this nude one. Again, this is one of those liners that I have been using since I started out here on YouTube. I feel like a nude liner is a really nice pop in the waterline. If you want more of a bright eyed effect, this is extremely waterproof. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't transfer, anything like that. I do get the most use out of the nude one and also the black one. So if you are looking for a really, really good crayon eyeliner and you're a beginner in makeup, definitely give these a go. Lipstick, lipstick, lipstick. You guys know I love a good lipstick. And I never really had a go-to lipstick formula in the drugstore up until I tried out the Cream Luxe lipsticks by ColourPop. Now, these aren't drugstore, they are affordable, but they are amazing. They're creamy. Like, I honestly can't even describe the formula. Like, it's a soft, matte, creamy formula. It's not drying on the lips. I'm actually wearing one of them right now, and the shade that I'm wearing is called Quickie. You guys have to try out these Cream Luxe lipsticks by ColourPop if you haven't already. I've already placed a few purchases on their website because I'm like literally that obsessed. This one right here is called Appy. I have another one called What's Your Sign that was created in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and clearly they're all nudes. Like, I have an issue, I have a problem. I really do. Definitely give these a go. They go on like butter. Like, you will not be disappointed, and they retail for only $7. Like, honey, you cannot beat it. To some people, lip gloss is just lip gloss, but to me, no. Lip gloss is not just lip gloss. I love a moisturizing gloss, I love a hydrating gloss, and I also love a gloss that is not sticky. If the gloss is sticky, it is not for me. Like, it is not. One of my favorite lip gloss formulas would have to be this one by e.l.f. This is their lip plumping lip gloss in the shade Champagne Glam. When they came out with this, I was just shocked. I was taken back. I really love that it has that really soothing feel. It's going to plump the lips without it being too overpowering. This gloss is extremely moisturizing. It's not sticky whatsoever. I've honestly been waiting this whole time to put on lip gloss. Let's be real, because like I want that like lip plumping effect. Ugh, I'm about it. I am all about it. I have honestly gone through like 3 tubes of this because it literally is that good. Like, it just plumps your lips. Like, not like Kylie Jenner lip challenge, but just like subtle. If y'all want to plump, check out this by e.l.f. It's like $6, $7 CVS. Go get you some. I literally just went on a rant about lipsticks and lip gloss, and now we're gonna talk about liquid lipsticks. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, then you know my hate-love relationship with liquid lipsticks. I honestly don't know what it is. Sometimes I just feel like they're so over-drying to the point where I feel like my lips are suffocating. However, there is a liquid lipstick formula that I am high-key obsessed with, and I'm talking about the Matte Addiction liquid lipsticks by Collab that can be found at Sally Beauty. What I love love about them is that they're so comfortable on the lips. They're matte, they're rich in color without making the lips feel extremely dry. Like, they are so comfortable, and it's probably one of the only liquid lipstick formulas that I could honestly tolerate. And if you didn't know, I did create my own custom liquid lipstick shade with collab at Sally Beauty, and this is it right here. This one is called I'm Nude Here, and I am so excited for you guys to get your hands on this nude liquid lip. It literally is me in a tube. Definitely go check it out. It is going to be available on November the 1st. Stay tuned. Follow me over on Instagram, Insta Stories to see more details about when this little baby drops. Shameless plug, I know. Last but most certainly not least, I want to talk about brow products. Now, there is only one brow product that I love, I swear by, and I would recommend to any and everyone. In fact, I have recommended this brow product to everyone I know, and I'm talking about this one right here by L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, which has an ultra fine tip. This definitely reminds me of the ABH Brow Wiz in the best way possible. It is a retractable brow pencil, so you have the retractable version on one side, and then you have the spoolie on the other end. Honestly, if a brow pencil doesn't come with a spoolie at this point, then I don't want anything to do with it, because I feel like the spoolie just helps blend everything out, and I really love the ultra fine tip to this pencil because it's very, very easy to mimic hair-like strokes. I just love this brow pencil. The formula isn't too waxy. It's the perfect formula that just glides right onto your brows without looking like wet or dry. So definitely check out this brow pencil. I am currently in the shade Brunette. You know what, you guys? I lied. That is not the last category. I have one more, which is the loose finishing powders. You guys know I swear by this powder right here by Collab. This is our Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder. I do use the shade Porcelain Ivory. I love the way this looks underneath the eyes. It literally gives the most soft focus look without looking dry or cakey. It's a very fine powder, which I love. Now, I do talk about this a lot, so I do want to give you guys a cheaper alternative that I really, really love from the drugstore. And I'm talking about this one right here by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. Now, I do use the shade Light 10, and I really like this underneath the eyes. I don't feel like it's too dry. It's not heavy at all. It doesn't give me as good as like a soft focus finish as the Collab powder, but honestly, it sets down my concealer and it gets the job done for the price point. I want to say it's like $6 to $7, and I honestly really, really like it. So check it out. If you guys haven't tried it, I definitely recommend this one. And with that, you guys, that is pretty much it for my top drugstore / affordable products. What do you guys think of all the products I mentioned in the video? Let me know down below. And honestly, if you guys have any other recommendations, I would love to know them as well. Share your recommendations with the rest of us. I personally love finding out about new products, and I'm sure a lot of other people love finding out about new products as well. With that, subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. Click the bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 3 times a week, every single week. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you guys don't want to miss out on that. I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. The outro of the outro. The outro of the outro. Oh, welcome to the outro of the outro. Who made it to the outro? You made it to the outro, where you guys get to listen to me talk a little bit more and try to really persuade you to subscribe to my channel. I mean, if you made it this far, you might as well just press my face right up here and click this video and also watch this video right over here, because odds are if you guys like this video, you're gonna like some of my other drugstore / affordable videos. I'm gonna save you coins. It's 1 in the morning. I gotta get some rest. Goodbye.